Scene script. Have you ever wondered what would happen?
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Politics. As the story unfolds, we are left to ponder the potential repercussions of this alliance. In the following scenes, we'll delve deeper into the rising tensions, the warnings issued by the United States to China, the implications of this alliance, and the future of global politics. Stay tuned as we navigate through these complex geopolitical landscapes. As this new alliance takes shape, tensions around the globe are escalating. We're now witnessing a shift in the geopolitical climate, particularly on the Korean Peninsula. South Korea, in a bold move, has decided to host its first military parade in a decade. This is no ordinary celebration, but a show of might, a clear message to those watching from both near and far. This decision comes at a time when North Korea ramps up its aggressive rhetoric and weapons testing. The military parade, set to take place in downtown Seoul, is not just a display of power, but a symbol of the country's commitment to safeguarding its sovereignty. It's a testament to South Korea's readiness to deter any security challenges that may arise. What's interesting is that this is the first time in 10 years that South Korea is holding such a parade. The previous administration had chosen a more celebratory ceremony, replacing the display of military strength with festivities. However, the current leadership has decided to revert to a more hardline approach, perhaps in response to the escalating tensions on the peninsula. The parade is also a nod to South Korea's alliance with the United States, its long-standing partner in maintaining peace and stability in the region. It's worth noting that American troops and aircraft will participate in the parade for the first time, further emphasizing this bond. On the other hand, North Korea has been holding regular military parades, showcasing its military prowess. The nation's increased aggressive rhetoric and weapons testing are clear indications of a shift in its stance, adding to the growing tensions in the region. As we witness this rise in tensions and the seemingly bold moves by both South and North Korea, the question that lingers in the minds of many is what will be the response of the United States, a key player in this high-stakes geopolitical game. Will it stand by its allies, or will it take a different approach? With these escalating tensions, one can't help but question how will the US respond. In the face of these developments, the US has issued a stern warning to China. As the web of global politics continues to weave a complex pattern, the United States has found itself cautioning China about the possible implications of providing military support to Russia. This warning, coming from none other than Secretary of State Antony Blinken, showcases a deep concern about the potential consequences should China decide to bolster Russia's war efforts with lethal aid. While the specifics of what constitutes lethal aid have been left unsaid, there are indications that China might be considering the provision of arms or other forms of support to Russia, a move that would undoubtedly stir the geopolitical waters. However, Even with the prospects of Chinese military hardware, the Russian military might still find itself struggling. A fact that former commander of US forces in Europe, Philip Breedlove, was quick to point out. Russia's military, according to him, has been grappling with structural issues and a lack of effective command and control, issues that cannot be solved by mere military equipment. Throughout the conflict, the Russian military has been plagued with communication problems and a dearth of experienced troops. Despite relying on mobilizations and mercenaries to replace losses, Russia continues to feel the pinch of lacking junior officers and a strong NCO corps. In stark contrast, Ukraine's military has been thriving thanks to Western training and has shown an ability to adapt its tactics throughout the war, a capability that seems to be lacking in the Russian military. In the grand scheme of things, China's government has generally steered clear of violating international sanctions on Russia. However, it has provided consistent political and economic support. As Russia faces supply issues, including dwindling missile stocks and repurposing air defense and anti-ship missiles for ground targets, the potential of Chinese support could prove to be a game changer. Even with the possibility of Chinese support, Russia's military struggles persist. But what does this mean for the global balance of power? As we move forward, the alliance is forged, and the warnings issued will shape the geopolitical landscape. And in this high-stakes game, every move counts. An alliance between Russia and North Korea could have far-reaching implications. As we delve deeper into the potential consequences of this alliance, it's clear that the balance of power could be significantly altered. Russia, despite facing international backlash over its actions in Ukraine, continues to maintain close ties with China and other major countries. As their desperation grows, they're turning to other pariah states, acquiring military hardware from Iran and North Korea. This could distort Russia's foreign policy and further isolate them from the international community. The partnership with North Korea and Iran not only bolsters Russia's military capacity with the addition of kamikaze drones and short-range ballistic missiles, but it also signals a shift in the global political landscape. It's a clear indication of Russia's loss of influence in its neighborhood and its attempt to regain power through unconventional alliances. The alliance, however, isn't just a potential threat to international security, but it could also significantly affect diplomatic relations. It could lead to an escalation of tensions, particularly in regions already rife with conflict. Furthermore, the alliance could spur other nations to forge new alliances, reshaping the global political landscape. This alliance could also potentially lead to the emergence of a new Cold War era, with polarized alliances and heightened geopolitical tensions. The implications of such a scenario are profound, affecting everything from global trade to peacekeeping efforts. Moreover, the Russia-North Korea alliance could have serious consequences for the United States, which has long been in a precarious position with both nations. The US has already issued warnings to China about potentially providing military support to Russia, expressing concern about the implications and consequences of such support. This alliance could further complicate the US's diplomatic efforts and potentially put it in a more challenging position in terms of international politics. Additionally, the alliance could result in an arms race as nations scramble to augment their military capabilities in response to the perceived threat. It could lead to increased military spending, a shift in national priorities, and potentially a destabilization of the global economy. As the world watches this alliance unfold, we're left with more questions than answers. As we look to the future, the landscape of global politics could be set to change dramatically. The unexpected alliance between Russia and North Korea, two nations often viewed as outliers on the world stage, signals a potential shift in the balance of power. It's a shift that could ripple through the corridors of global governance, challenging long-standing alliances and prompting a re-evaluation of political strategies worldwide. In the face of this emerging alliance, nations across the globe may find themselves pressed to respond. For some, this may mean bolstering their own alliances, strengthening ties with traditional partners to counteract the perceived threat. Others may choose to engage directly, seeking dialogue with Russia and North Korea in an effort to influence the course of their collaboration. The impact of this alliance could also extend beyond the immediate response of other nations. It may well redefine international relations as we know it, forcing a rethinking of diplomatic norms and practices. The rules of engagement may need a rework as nations grapple with the realities of a world where Russia and North Korea join forces. Moreover, this alliance could lead to a redistribution of global power. With Russia's military prowess and North Korea's nuclear capabilities, their combined strength could pose a significant challenge to the existing world order. This could potentially provoke a new arms race, reminiscent of the Cold War era, with nations striving to maintain their security and sovereignty in a rapidly changing political landscape. But amidst the potential turmoil, there is also the possibility of transformation. This alliance could serve as a catalyst for a more multipolar world, one where power is not concentrated in the hands of a few, but distributed more evenly among nations. This could open up opportunities for smaller nations, often sidelined in global politics, to have a voice and influence in shaping the future. In these uncertain times, one thing is clear. The world is watching, waiting to see how this improbable alliance will reshape our global political landscape.